it's Starzy and welcome to a non-reading rush related vlog because I believe it is the Monday of the reading rush. But apparently the year that I'm actually stuck at home and would have more time and energy to devote to participating in the reading rush, it's apparently the year that I had no motivation to do so. So yeah, I guess we're not doing that. But we're here with Ginger Snaps the cat, who, as I mentioned on Twitter recently, was actually named after a horror movie and not the biscuit. Isn't that right, Ginger Snaps? But yeah, I guess I'm gonna try and vlog this week. We'll see what happens because I've tried before and it hasn't worked out. Melbourne's just gone back into lockdown and schools have mostly gone back to remote learning, so I don't think I'm gonna be getting any work. What else am I gonna do with my time? I'm actually in the middle of so many books right now, it's ridiculous. If anyone's following me on Goodreads and have noticed how many things I've been adding to my currently reading without finishing anything. But I'm still reading Bloody Rose by Nicholas Ames. I'm currently reading Radiance by Grace Draven, the romance book that lots of people were talking about, and one of my oldest internet friends kept telling me to read as well, so I'm reading that. What else am I reading? I've been reading tarot books recently just because I've been getting interested in all things kind of witchcraft related. Despite being, you know, an atheist skeptic, I think there's still kind of benefits in terms of, you know, recentering your mind, placebo effect, all those kind of things. And it's something I did participate in as a kid and teenager. Anyway, what else am I reading? Definitely still reading something else. I don't remember. I'm reading a lot of books at the moment. We'll see if I actually finish any of them this week. Oh, I'm also reading The Year of the Witching by Alexis something, I think, which I got as an ARC from NetGalley. So I'm actually quite a bit through that and I'm finding it really interesting and I'm enjoying that. It's a bit of a darker historical witchy read, so I'm enjoying that. Yeah, so I'm reading a lot of things at the moment and we'll see if I finish anything. I'm sure it will. I've been reading, the amount I've been reading recently is kind of ridiculous, honestly. But again, we're stuck at home. I still haven't finished playing Fable either, so maybe we'll do that. I'm actually currently editing a video, my favorite horror movies, which I'm regretting my lipstick choice for that video, I will just say. And now I'm kind of liking how my hair looks and I'm wishing I also left my hair down. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you don't look that great in videos and we just gotta carry through, because if I obsessed over how I looked in every video, I would never upload anything at all. Let's be honest. But yes, so we've got reading to do, we've got video games to play, we've got a cat who's apparently very needy for attention. Oh, we also have a lavender plant now, which I'll show you. People have asked me what its name is and I technically haven't named it. I'm just calling it Plant Friend. To be honest, it may just remain Plant Friend, but because I kind of woke up one morning and I randomly said, I want a lavender plant before we'd gotten out of bed, and then later that day my boyfriend came home with one, so thank you. Yeah, this is the problem with vlogs. It often feels like, what's the point? What am I doing? Because unless you theme your vlogs, which props to the people who do those themed vlogs, but I don't know if I have the attention span. Oh, the other thing I'm doing at the moment is the main thing I've been doing, if I'm quite honest, is watching Supernatural. I started watching it a few weeks ago and I'm already on season 6, so that should tell you how much I've been watching it. But Supernatural is something that I have a very nostalgic, great love for, because it's something I watched, you know, started watching when it was on TV when I was a teenager. I will say though that I did stop watching it at some point and definitely did not watch any of the past 5 seasons, probably more at least, because it just kept getting sillier and sillier. But I do have a nostalgic love for it, but I've been finding it really difficult to go back and watch because it's problematic in a lot of ways. And if there's any show that has the potential to kind of piss off anyone and everyone, it would surely be Supernatural. Especially Dean as a character, in those early seasons, some of the things he says, yikes. It's still been, if I can escape my body for a little while and ignore all of those little things that now as a critical adult are bothering me, it's still been really enjoyable and nostalgic to go back and watch. and we're getting to a point where there's some things I haven't seen because of only watching it sporadically on TV in some of those later seasons. Not even that it's like the later seasons, we're only on like season 6 out of how many? I have no idea. But anyway, I think I saw that they aren't doing like the video challenges for the reading rush this year either. Is that true? I don't know. As I said, I haven't looked into it because I just had no interest this year. I don't know why, but I think I saw someone mention that on Twitter. But yeah, if they're still doing like the photo challenges and I see one of those pop up, I might do one, but that's probably going to be the extent of me going anywhere near it. I don't know what it is. I'm in this really weird state at the moment where I'm finding it so hard to be really motivated for anything, because it's like, what is the meaning of life? What is the point of existing when you're just stuck in your house? And anyway, let's not get down and dreary. We don't need that right now. Just, yeah. This has definitely made it into my vlogs before. Satay beef. Now in a new and improved stir-fry format with vegetables. So I'm reading Radiance, right? And I've got to say, the one thing I can never find sexy, and it comes up in like romance, it comes up in intimate scenes in like books and movies and everything, like so often, is like destruction of clothing. Like, that's unnecessary. You wasted perfectly good clothing. Like, this race in this book, they have like these kind of like clawed hands, so it's just like shredded their clothing. Like, no. You can, anyway, that's just me. But in general, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of about this book, to be honest. Like, it's kind of sweet, but like a lot of what's going on, I feel like I don't really care. Just kind of disappointing considering I'd heard such good things about this, and it's definitely not bad. I just I'm just not like loving it, you know. That kettle sounds really loud. I don't know how loud that is over the video. It's Tuesday. I mean, yesterday, honestly, I spent most of my day just like filming, editing, and uploading video. Also got those wicked cramp feels, so that's fun. But I did finish reading Radiance yesterday, and so Radiance is a fantasy novel, a fantasy romance rather. I don't know what my cat wants. No, you may not have my toast. Radiance is a fantasy romance with an arranged marriage between a human and a man who is from this race where they have like grey skin and like claws and really sharp teeth and like golden pupilless eyes. It's like it's like a friends to lovers where they're like repulsed by the sight of each other to begin with. Gotta be a true Australian with my Vegemite toast. I found it, but I only found it like okay. Like, it was kind of sweet, but also kind of just, I wasn't attached to either of the characters and didn't really care about a lot of the plot that was going on. So I think, like, I gave it a 3. Like, it was definitely wasn't bad. It was kind of sweet. It wasn't like a bad read. And this morning I actually finished listening to, just keeping on that romance train, I finished listening to, what's it called? The Worst Best Man, which is like a contemporary romance, where a woman was supposed to be married, and then the husband backed out of the wedding and got his brother to kind of cancel it for him. And then years later, the woman who's a wedding planner finds herself in a work situation where to get a job she has to work with the brother of her ex-fiance. And so it's a bit of that rivalry to lovers thing, which I actually really enjoyed this one. I know I don't seem that excited right now, mostly because, ow, but I did really enjoy that. Definitely got kind of cheesy and silly at points, and there were a few things that made me go, but like, at the same time, that's kind of expected in that type of rom-com-y story, so I liked it, okay. Sometimes you just need some fluffy romance. Now I'm gonna eat my toast, I'm gonna have some coffee, and I'm probably just going to sit on the couch and watch something because I keep getting bursts of pain that don't allow me to do anything else. The Worst Best Man, I particularly enjoyed. I really enjoy like banter, like kind of in real life as well as things, which maybe that's one of the things that with Radiance I was kind of like because even though there was banter in the respect of like them insulting each other's appearance, but otherwise like they were just so kind and affectionate towards each other from the very get-go. There wasn't really the banter, whereas The Worst Best Man definitely had lots of banter. Basically, if I'm not teasing the hell out of you at some point, we're probably not that close friends. Like, I'm watching She-Ra. I think I'm on the last season, but this show's just so wholesome. It's so wholesome and colourful. And so many interesting characters. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? Like, honestly, time has lost all meaning to me. Every day is just the same. What have I been doing? Yesterday, yeah, I was mostly just dying on the couch. Oh, I finished She-Ra yesterday. And, like, all the people who were like surprised and or outraged at the kiss at the end of She-Ra, like, how are you surprised by that? You really weren't paying attention, were you? But anyway, finished She-Ra. She-Ra is great and wholesome and colourful and lovely. I already talked about the 2 romance books I finished this week. Yesterday I also finished reading The Year of the Witching, which I think actually, like, perfect timing. I think it was officially released yesterday as well, or today. Like, it's just been officially released, and I just finished my arc yesterday, so timing. Yeah, so I have a few reviews I have to write, because there are like 2 or 3 arcs I've finished at this point now that I haven't sent in my feedback or anything for yet. But yeah, I finished that, and that was a good book. In Year of the Witching, we're in like this town that has a strong religious presence that kind of runs everything, and you've got this male prophet in charge of everything, and you've got a lot of mistreatment of women within the society, and you've got the corrupt power of the prophet, and you know how religions can be corrupt sources of power. And then you've also got like these witches in the woods, so you've got kind of this spooky atmosphere and witchy stuff going on, and you know, a woman trying to do the best in the situation that she's in, kind of thing, and trying to work things out. And yeah, it was a good book. I didn't like rush through it, I kind of took my time with it a bit, but yeah, I did think it was good. So that is out now too, so if you like those kind of darker reads. And then also watching Supernatural, what are we up to? Oh, we're up to the part where like, we're up to the Leviathans. The Leviathans have just been released. That's where we're up to in Supernatural. In case anyone is a Supernatural fan, and has anyone out there completed Supernatural? Because I certainly never have, but that's my mission at the moment, I guess. We're watching Supernatural, we're gonna get through the whole thing. We're on like season 7. So I've already finished 3 books this week. I finished She-Ra, I've been watching Supernatural, I've started a few more books. I need to stop starting books when I have ones I haven't finished. I'm in the middle of so many books right now, it's ridiculous. But I did finish 2 romances, and I don't actually know where The Year of the Witching fits in terms of genre. Is it a horror? Even a guess? Anyway, I finished 3 books, I've watched some things. I filmed a bunch of videos, because I filmed some more videos today, even though the lighting is awful and it makes me not want to do anything with them, but we're not gonna waste the footage. We filmed some stuff. Yeah. Also, hello, I am Starzy, and I never have even eyeliner. That's the world we're living in. The uneven eyeliner squad. I know, like, so obviously the reading rush is happening this week, and I have seen some of like the challenges pop up. And the Instagram challenge is the one thing I always liked to try and participate in, even like before I had a booktube channel. But I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. I just can't be bothered. I mean, that's not even the right way to put it. It's not, I don't know. It's not like I can make any interesting plans. I can't go anywhere. I can't even see my family. So I was meant to see them recently, and then the Melbourne lockdown got introduced. So we love that when we can't even visit our mother or sibling. What was I saying? Kind of cold though. Got slippers. I don't know. If this video ends up uploaded, it's probably going to be the most boring thing I have ever uploaded. And like, sorry, but also if you're still watching at this point, like, that's on you. That's on you. It's Thursday and I just read an arc of this picture book and it was like beautiful. Like, it's exactly what it says. It's a classic rhyming picture book. I love rhyming picture books. I have a weakness for them. And, you know, it has words for each letter of the alphabet and they're all related to Black history, specifically kind of looking at America more than anywhere else. And it's really nice. I don't know how I feel about this eye makeup situation. Sometimes I kind of just like, I basically like throw colors at my face and see what happens. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it's questionable. Hello, plant friend. So fun fact, I actually like grew up writing music and then when I became an adult, basically, I was discouraged even from singing, so I stopped. And I think some of the last things I wrote was when I was about 18 and a couple of things when I was 19 maybe. And when I was about 18, I started teaching myself guitar and keyboard, but then not long after that, since I stopped doing anything music related, I never got very far with that. But I've been, having moved house recently and, you know, getting out my kind of like old lyric books and keyboard and everything like that and my guitar, it's made me feel very sad about the fact that I was so discouraged from it and stopped writing. All that is to say, I'm going to attempt to play something I wrote when I was about 18. Let's see if I even remember the chords. She only dreams of you. Despite everything, all the pain you put her through, she wants to be yours, to feel you hold her tight. Even through all the tears, those dreams won't give up the fight. I had known and been warned from the start that it was only gonna end, and once more she'd fall apart. I'd say, don't let your guard down and don't let yourself believe. He's just trying to see if he can thieve your heart again. I'm currently working on this Draw This In Your Style. The original piece is by Twisted Fae Art, I think their handle is. They are a sweetheart and their art is beautiful, so you should definitely go follow them on Twitter. But I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. I don't know, a creepy kind of fairy is right up my alley too, so I wanted to participate. I always want to participate in these Draw This In Your Style things, but this is the first, I think this, actually no, this is the second time I've ever actually done one though, I think. Yeah, and I'm also still getting used to Procreate on my iPad because it is very different to the only other program I've ever really used before. And also drawing on my iPad in general is quite different. I have also finished several more books since I last checked in, so I will talk about them at some point. But yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. When you're trying to listen to Taylor Swift's new album, The partner comes home, blasting music. Marry Lady Grey. Yep, we're getting married.
I heard what happened. No one could have proven themselves worthier than you. I'm so happy. I must make the arrangements for the wedding at once. And if you so much as look at another woman before then, I shall have her pretty head chopped off.
It turned the camera on, and then Pygmy Puff Reed seems to be liking every one of my Instagram posts. Just see them coming up. You watched this video. That was interesting timing. But it is Sunday, and it turns out I think I've actually read 7 books this week. So the things I haven't talked about yet, I've read Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race, I think it's called, which I definitely learned some things about British history, since it is a British perspective, and so it is a pretty valuable non-fiction book. Even though looking at like the Goodreads reviews, there are definitely some white men in those reviews who kind of missed the point. Oh, I listened to Diamond Fire by Alona Andrews, which is a Hidden Legacy novella. You should all know by now that I have a lot of love for Hidden Legacy. And this was actually following a different character though. It was following one of Nevada's sisters for the most part, rather than Nevada herself. But it was really good to be back amongst this family and seeing a different perspective, and it was a lot of fun. I know a lot of people like don't like urban fantasy, but I've always read a lot of it. What was the other thing I read? This is the problem also, that I read so much digitally. It makes it a lot harder to remember because I don't have it physically in front of me. Diamond Fire was definitely the only audiobook that I've listened to in the past few days. Because it's also the only time I've technically the only time I've left my house, because I went and sat in the backyard and listened to it while I was eating lunch. We also watched a movie last night, The Old Guard, a new Netflix movie, which was kind of boring, to be honest, although my boyfriend liked it. But I don't know. It basically means all 3 movies I've watched this month I did not enjoy. So the other thing I read was The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one, which is a poetry collection. I don't know how I feel about that kind of modern poetry that this is, especially when one of the poems was like 1 sentence repeated over like 5 pages. But there were definitely like themes and ideas within it that I related to, but I don't know. I kind of like my, I do kind of like the traditional rhyming poetry, but that is the other thing I read. So I think I have read 7 things this week. I read like a picture book, poetry, non-fiction, a couple of romances, urban fantasy. I'm sure I counted them and there were 7, whatever the other one was. Somehow I read 7 books this week. Who am I? Who am I? I've also unpacked yet another box today, and so I kind of rearranged this situation. I know it looks kind of crowded, but it's full of kind of a lot of things I love, including this doll up here I actually made in school when I was about 12, and of course she's got a kiss top that I made even on. Some years ago I collected dolls. I've got photos of my family, some comic book characters I like, mermaids, pandas. These pandas, some of these pandas things are also from my Japan trip. Things that my little sibling made me. Disney, Sailor Moon, Pokemon.
Peanut butter. Where the fuck's the thing? There we go. We put 2 of this weird shit in. 1. Fuck. 2. We'll do 1 tablespoon of this chili paste.
Nathan's currently cooking dinner, satay beef again, and he's like sending Snapchats to his friends as if he's on a cooking show. So that's hilarious. Other than that, that's pretty much going to be the end of the week, so good night. Although I do also need to mention that yesterday I was going through photos of me from when I was about 17, from 2010, so it's been a decade. So that was interesting. I might show off some here. I put one on Twitter. But yeah, that's it. We did some stuff. We're still at home. Starzy out.